welcome back to TNI-UK episode 199. Coming to you live by the Total Non-Stop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. And if you listen to us on the go, then we're also available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your favorite shows, we are there. Now, of course, I am your host, Bison, and today, as it stands, I'm joined, of course, by the man coming to us.
The ultimate finesser, your girl's favorite wrestler, Chris Bay.
Your girl's favorite host, Joker. Hello, buddy. You all right?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? How's everybody doing?
Oh, doing really well, mate. I'm doing good. Well, I have to say, I'm a bit knackered, to be honest, because I've been decorating and sanding down walls and ceilings, and I've got a bit of a crick neck because I've been trying to do ceilings as well. So I've been doing a lot of that today. I've managed to tidy up the place. As you can see, we've still got lights hanging out of ceilings. I'm sure you can see that in the background. So lights are still hanging out, but we're getting there. We are getting there. I'm hoping that by the end of the week I will have given the place a lick of paint, so it'll at least be white. That's for sure. It'll at least be white for next week. If not, hopefully I might have been done a little bit more than that. But I'm at least it'll have a lick of paint for next week. But you know, let's set aside all that hard work that I've been doing. What have you been up to, Joe?
I've been tweaking around with my on my project. Finally, getting around to deciding where I'm going to upload it to, and basically brushing all the nerves about that aside. Getting the credits where credits are needed done for it, ready to get it uploaded online for anyone who plays Doom 2 and has on PC. Then you'll be able to download this with just download the file. It'll have the things you need to extract and install it into and play it from there easily. So yeah, good. It's about 11 maps, about 2 to 3 hours at least if you go start to finish.
Wow.
Not great map quality, but I'm not exactly an expert. I'm no skill saw or guys like that who've been doing it for fuck knows how long and can basically blitz everything in 5 seconds.
Right, fair. So it takes a bit longer, but that's fair enough. Can I just say a quick hello to people that have joined us in the chat already? Eric's with us. First with us this week, Eric. Appreciate it. Mir's with us. Paul Mathewson's with us. Melonhead has joined us already. So people are coming in, which is fantastic. They want to check out the, they want to check out the what we have to say about Victory Road. I think that's what we're talking about here. It looks like Melonhead has given Victory Road.
He's been sarcastic about his ratings and that.
Okay, fair enough. But it's all good. It's all good. I'm really excited about getting to check this one out. I think it's
Christ, it was good.
Bloody good pay-per-view. I'm down on that one. I cannot wait to get to talk about it really. But the first thing we need to do, of course, is we need to hit the news rumors and of course the recap from this past week. Now, obviously, we're not going to touch Impact. It's pointless touching Impact because we've obviously had Explosion. And
there's one thing we have to say about Impact though, and that is how good was AJ Francis' swanton bomb to Chris Bay. I mean, this guy is supposed to be banned from diving.
You are banned from diving.
That's true.
Christ, this is so much redundant now.
Relevant sound bites. We like it.
You are banned from diving.
Well, let's start off with our NXT TNA discussion. So, obviously, last night we had NXT TNA. It was an action-packed night on NXT. Kicked off with Rosemary joining forces with Wendy Chu to take on Tatum Paxley and Lyra Valkyrie. Great match between the two. I think there's a bit of raving online about how good this match was. and it looked like Rosemary gave these ladies a bit of a pasting,
Yeah.
but it looked like Paxi and Valkyrie got the win in the end. So this is obviously not finished, because that actually led on, which we've seen earlier on today, a fantastic video or vignette.
Yeah, I loved
starring,
it.
like Wendy Chu, obviously with Rosemary doing the narration.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but it was obviously based on sort of kind of like, the horror story, the horror film.
It's like the Grudge. It reminded me of the Grudge.
Bit like the Grudge, and that, obviously there's always the ghost and the ghoul and the bad guy under the bed and stuff. So I thought it was cool. I really thought it was really good, and just goes to show what a fantastic narrator and talker Rosemary really is. She is fantastic. So if you haven't seen it, go and check it out, because it's really good. The production value of it is fantastic as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that potentially that's an NXT thing, but really, really good. Now, in another heated contest as well, Alex Hammerstone faced off against Tony D'Angelo, but the match ended in controversy when Angelo walked out, leading to a count-out victory for Hammerstone.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a weird one. Hey, Zach.
Yeah, I saw the promo building up to this. Is basically he's the guy who hired Hammerstone to take out whoever Hammerstone lost to last week, and Hammerstone managed to eventually piss him off so much that he actually challenged him to a match, and because he's the Don. He's the Don of NXT. He's the one no one should be able to touch. Rather than lose, he just walked away. And so, I think it's a great heel move, and it's going to be interesting to see where it goes there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Can I just say a quick hello to Norris as well? Norris has joined us now. So Norris. Somerset Slammer is in the house. Bonkers and Zach have joined us as well, which is fantastic. So they're all coming on in now. They're all coming in. Anyway, the drama escalated when Zachary Wentz interrupted the broadcast to reveal security footage showing Wesley attacking Trey Miguel, causing an injury that took Trey out of the Rascals NXT Tag Team title match last week. Wentz is promised to revenge, setting the stage for a highly anticipated street fight between him and Lee at NXT Tuesday, October 8th. So a couple of weeks away, but that should be pretty badass.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
It's a great way to write Trey Miguel off as well, because he is legitimately out of action for a little while due to a minor injury. So it's a great way to, and I think what we're doing now is with I know Wentz got pretty beat up in his match with Mike Bailey, so this is a good way to take him off of Impact Wrestling for a little while he's able to keep things between him and Wesley. So it's give
him a bit of a rest. I think he needs a bit of a rest. Okay, then we got Eric Young. Was in a fantastic interview with Instinct Culture. I think it's Denise Hollywood or someone like that, Denise something or other. And he was talking about the success of TNA in recent times and why he thought the success had come. If you go and check it out, his answer is fantastic. But
I'll drop the link to it on from the Twitter feed into the comments after the show. This was really good, worth listening to.
But basically, he was putting people. I mean, there's a lot of people online that were going, "Oh, they've only got successful since NXT." Blah blah blah. And we all know that that's not true. I'm not saying it hasn't had a help. You know what I mean?
It's turned a lot more heads a lot sooner than people.
I'm not saying it hasn't. But what I am saying is that, and what Eric is saying, it's been a hell of a lot of hard work over the past couple of years. It has led to the point where, things are starting to get, pretty badass for TNA at the moment.
Well, look at the talent that's coming over the last, say, 4 or 5 years. We've had the Good Brothers coming from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Will Ospreay, even Kenny Omega came over from AEW. We've had so many huge names. The list is so much. Just jumping in with that now has gone over my head already.
I mean, it's just been fantastic stuff. I mean, the build has got better, production value's got better. Venues are growing. Everything has been gradually improving. They've been putting different people. I mean, one thing Eric mentioned was making sure that they were putting, the right people in the right places to do the right jobs. Making sure that, he was saying that, basically TNA is the wrestling show written for the wrestling fan. And I think that's pretty true. So I'm down with it. So if you want to go and check out what Eric had to say, it's an Instinct Culture with someone called Denise Cardio or something, Decado. I don't know. Anyway, that's who it was the interview with. Go and check it out. It's on Instinct Culture. So go and check that one out. It was a really good interview. And finally, before we get into this Victory Road, I just want to wish a happy anniversary to our very own TNI knockout Alisha and her man Stefan. I think it's happy anniversary, guys.
Happy anniversary, guys.
I think it's been 2 years. Am I right? Am I right, Joe? It's been 2 years?
Yes, 2 years.
Man, that's gone fast. I remember when she was getting prepared for all of that. Man.
Yeah.
That's gone real quick. But yeah, fantastic. Happy anniversary, guys. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Okay, Barry's just joined us, by the way. So Barry, Bonker, Zach, Somerset Slammer's in the house. So we're doing well. We're doing well. Just a quick reminder to everyone that we're now only one episode away from the 200th special. We'd like to hear from you guys on what you love the most about the show, on your favorite guests, your favorite host, and your favorite moment. What it is that you really love about the show. We'd love to hear from you. Send your videos via a transfer site. I'm saying WeTransfer, but that's one of them. So WeTransfer.com to Lord Bison 45 at Outlook.com, and we will feature them all on our 200th episode of Impacted next week. When I say all, it would be nice to get one at least. But anyway, so we have been talking about this for a couple of weeks now. So yeah, guys, listen. If you want to send in your video, get it transferred over to Lord Bison 45 at Outlook.com. You have to give us time because we need to obviously set it up on the StreamYard system. So please get it recorded, get it sent over. Hopefully we'll get at least one. That would be quite nice. And then we'll feature them. Whatever we get, we'll feature on the show next week.
Well, anything you got to say on the show next week, I'll try and plaster it onto from the comments too. So I'll try my best to get everyone's comments up.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so here we go. Victory Road review. So the countdown to Victory Road kicked off with KUSHIDA versus a returning Brit, of course, Leon Slater. And to be honest, after a very athletic display from Leon Slater, who was incredible, KUSHIDA did manage to lock in the arm bar for the win. But what a great match, Joe. Did you enjoy this one?
Oh my God, it's so good to see Leon Slater back, and he's looking absolutely incredible. He's buffed up so much over this year. It's incredible. But my God, he was on fire in this match. That dive over the turnbuckle, literally one arm onto the turnbuckle to help direct him into KUSHIDA, and then he had to start jumping to stop himself from flying into the barricade after he landed.
Just incredible stuff. Just
that was
absolutely
insane.
Incredible. He's mad.
He could with that much energy stored, he could have ran around the ring and then hit him again. It's just like the Energizer Bunny. He just has to.
He has to be a future X Division champion at some point. Do you reckon?
Definitely. I'd love to see him go up against Mike Bailey at some point. That would be amazing.
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I forgot to mention that yet. The Heather Reckless debut I thought was pretty solid.
Yes.
But yeah, it was good to see her back in. I know they've got some plans for her, so I'm looking forward to that. Of course, we've got the hint of the Xia leave. It's going to be called something else. I can't remember what it is. I did see it, but I've completely forgotten what it was going to be. But anyway, she's got a new name and everything. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
I can look that up in the messenger while we're talking, and I'll bring it up if I can.
Fair play, fair play. Now, backstage, Gia Miller catches up with Josh Alexander, who sends a strong message to Joe Hendry ahead of their single showdown later tonight. We then head into Steve Maclin and Eric Young versus Jake Something and Hammerstone. And after what has to be nothing more than an extremely hard-hitting tag match, Jake and Hammerstone pick up the win.
Brutal match.
And it was brutal. This match was brutal. I thought it was brilliant. Probably, for me, it was actually one of the best matches of the night. I thought this was a great match, and I can't wait to see more from Jake and Hammerstone moving forward. But great match. You enjoy this one, Joe?
I thought it was incredible. It was. I was hoping Eric Young and Maclin would win, but it was so 50-50 really. Throughout the match, he was going to win. It was just incredible. But it's good to see Jake Something get the pin and finally get another win under his belt after a huge streak of really shit luck. And if him and Hammerstone were going to be a real true tag team and go forward to Bound for Glory, I would love to see them two and EY and Maclin square off again before going for a title shot.
Possibly, yeah. That was an incredible match. Absolutely incredible. And, like you say, Maclin and Young, they were a great tag team together as well. So it's hard, isn't it? It's really hard.
Yeah, it's so they gelled together so brilliantly too, Maclin and Eric Young. It's just brilliant. They know each other in and out the ring outside of TNA as well. But they just clicked brilliantly. It was so good to see.
Yeah, definitely. So, hello, Roger. Thanks for joining us. We then head in to Victory Road itself, and the night kicks off with some star-studded action as the Hardys face First Class. Now, this match I thought was, it was fairly solid, but, the Hardys are still the Hardys. They're not quite as quick and quite as agile as they used to be, but they still put on a damn good match. So I thought this was a fun match. Again, AJ Francis putting in a fantastic performance, and we've already mentioned he's clearly not banned from diving anymore. As that dive over the top rope was pretty immense. And of course, Casey Navarro. I mean, he is something else. He's so good. So I've got a fantastic amount of time for him. But of course, the Hardys defeat First Class, and so they're off licking their wounds. What were your thoughts on this one, Joe?
It was a great opening match if you missed the pre-show, and Matt and Jeff Hardy just showing that regardless of what people are saying about them being past tense, they had it, they still got it. Jeff Hardy was amazing in this match, especially, and Matt, we've seen what he can do against Moose, and all the beating he's taken from Moose in the system over the past couple of months, it hasn't damaged his performance at all. In fact, it's made him better. He's one of those guys that just keeps on getting better. It was a really good fun match. And Casey Navarro did a really great job pissing everybody off like we'd expect him to. Taunting Jeff Hardy at the start of the match, that had me laughing. Just waiting for one of them to just go and smack him. Jeff did.
Great match.
Yeah,
but it was a good match. Sorry, not a great match. It was a solid match. It was a fun match, and it was and the Hardys can still do their thing, and the crowd loved them. So at the end of the day, it was a good match to start the show off with. We then headed straight in to the X Division title match. So I was surprised this was going to be the second match on the card, but it was. And we got Zachary Wentz versus Mike Bailey. Now, this match was without doubt a contender for match of the night, maybe even match of the year. It was that good.
Match of the year for me. I fucking love this match.
So good, fast, furious, hard hitting. Both Mike Bailey and Zach gave everything they possibly had in this match, and I'm not going to lie, I was gutted Zachary lost. I was gutted Zachary Wentz lost, but I understand why.
It left me speechless. watching how long this match went on. It was probably one of the longest matches of the night too, and it just left me absolutely speechless how close they were going towards the end, near fall after near fall, and still going up like even like it was like watching Mike Bailey and Trey Miguel. They were so battered, but they were still going at 100% throughout the entire match. And then when it was over, it actually left me with a few tears, knowing Wentz has just lost the title off this huge like redemption, as Wentz said he's had over the last couple of weeks.
I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely gutted for Wentz. I really was.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was expecting it. That's the thing, and that's probably why they went with it.
But it was also really great to see Bailey win the title again. I think he's pushing to be one of these guys that's going to be known for the X division, like Austin Aries was, like Amazing Red was. Guys like that. He did it. I think he's going to be one of those guys that doesn't need to go for the world title. He's going to keep his attention to the X division and keep that as like, because it is a separate division to anything else in the company. So I think Mike Bailey's going to be one of those guys to remind the world of that. People are saying it's a secondary title still, or see it as a secondary title. I think Mike Bailey's going to be one of those guys. He's going to remind everyone that it's a different division altogether. It's TNA's division.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor, Joe? Can you put up Sid Roads' question, because I want to answer. I want to address it very, very quickly. Okay, Sid. Why don't you watch WWE and AEW? Okay, 2 reasons. There's one reason is I have watched AEW in the past. I'll say that now. I have watched AEW in the past, and it's not my thing. I'll be honest with you, it's not my thing. So I just stopped watching it. It's not my thing. I do sometimes check out the results, and I do look at clips that come off of matches and stuff like that. But just in general, the overall presentation, it's just not for me. So I'm nothing against anybody that loves AEW. It's just not for me personally. And I'll explain the next reason in a second. Now, with regards to WWE, again, I actually enjoy WWE. I'm not going to lie. Okay, I was the massive WWE fan back in the 90s into the early 2000s, Attitude Era. I'm a massive Attitude Era fan of WWE. Okay, I'm the biggest Stone Cold Steve Austin fan there ever was and ever will be. And he's still my favorite wrestler of all time. Now, so there's that. Now, the second reason for not watching these wrestling promotions is that I don't have time in my life to keep up with every single wrestling promotion. So I choose my promotion, the promotion that I want to spend my time, my 2 or 3 hours a week watching, and my time on here talking about TNA. For me, it's the one I enjoy the most, and it's the one that I want to spend my time watching, and I want to spend my time talking about. So it's nothing against any other brand whatsoever. I don't watch NXT, to be honest with you. What I do is I just check out the highlights of the TNA guys. I don't even watch any. Whoever they're facing makes no difference to me.
What sort of conversation have I dropped in on here?
I'm only interested in the TNA stars, that are appearing on NXT. That's all I'm interested in. So, there you go. So it's nothing against WWE, nothing against AEW whatsoever. They're just not for me, and I only have limited time to watch wrestling. And I choose to watch TNA.
Mir, I don't know what that is.
It's my favorite. So there you go. That is my answer to that question, Sid. And I hope that is sufficient enough for you. I just, it's just, to be honest, it's more time. And AEW is more the fact I just don't really...
Don't use those swear words on this show, please.
No, I'll add on to
And you don't just turn up late and start disrupting everything.
Mate, I've been watching for 20 minutes.
Anyway,
I'll add on. I'll add on to that, and you've pretty much said most of what I got to say, but a lot more politely. So I'm not going to be going into WWE too much. But I started watching back in '99, so I missed like the key areas of the Attitude Era, the WCW versus WWF side of it. That was all basically Vince McMahon now taking over WCW. But I saw like TLC 1 and 2 from there onwards.
That hits home.
Through to the Ruthless Aggression Era. But by the time we got to about 2010, 2011, it started to lose everything that it once was. And when I stopped watching around 2010 and started watching again 2013, it was a completely different thing altogether. And I couldn't keep up with NXT and Raw and SmackDown. And when I was watching Raw and SmackDown, I just wasn't like what I was seeing. And going on to AEW, I watched All In, I watched Double or Nothing, and I loved those big one-off events they did before it became. When it went on to Dynamite, and they had AEW Dark and Elevation eventually, that was all hard to keep up with. And AEW Dynamite was great right through till around about April 2020. I'm not blaming the pandemic, because towards the start of 2020 it started to drift off then, but it just seemed to be too much hype and too much expectation was put into it by Tony Khan, by Jericho, by Cody, by Omega, by the Young Bucks, and it just didn't live up to that massive hype. And they dropped the ball so badly with teams like the Lucha Brothers and the Proud and Powerful, which is Santana and Ortiz. They missed the ball by continuing on the rivalries they had in TNA there, and it just just felt like what I stopped watching WWE is what AEW was becoming when I started watching it.
I've got to be honest, one of the reasons why I started watching AEW was because they put a belt on Orange Cassidy.
Pockets.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that is like, they say that Joe Hendry's a meme guy. Well, that is a meme guy. He had no context to him whatsoever.
Oh my
God. He done like 5 matches. Like, once you've seen 5 matches of him, it's thinned out.
Cassidy.
Yeah, so that guy killed my interest in AEW. They didn't use Pentagon right. They didn't use Phoenix right. They didn't use LAX respectively right. They put them in a stable with Chris Jericho where they were never going to be top or anything like that. And just they're just so tired and limited. They're just recycling old storylines from WCW, which I know a lot about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's stale. So no, that's why I don't watch AEW. And I will say that I've started watching a bit of NXT with WWE because of their relationship with TNA, and that's the only kind of link that I've got to them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Somebody was saying that my response was very political. Very political answer that. There's loads of other reasons, but primarily the reason has to be, for me, time. It's just time. I've got a business. I've got a family. I just don't have the time to spend hours and hours and hours and hours a week trying to keep up with every single wrestling promotion. I just don't. So I choose to spend my time focusing on one. And that's why. That's the only reason. I just don't have time for it.
We focus on the best one.
I agree. We do focus on the best one. There you go.
Yeah. I started watching TNA in 2015. And seeing it go from where it was then to where it is now is amazing. It's just incredible how much it's improved and how it's bounced back to what it was before I started watching.
So you started in 2015?
Yeah.
Oh man, Christ! I know. If I could have taken you back to like 2011, 2012 sort of time. Yeah, obviously, before that, but 2011, 2012 sort of time when there was like the Jarrett and Mankind sort of like feud and, Angle and Abyss and all that
seen
sort of stuff.
1 or 2 pay-per-views, but that was like by the off chance that they were on Challenge before then. I saw Jeff Hardy versus Rob Van Dam.
RIP Challenge.
in a match. I think it was on TNA Impact or one of the pay-per-views. And it was
So I go back to
bloody
2007. 2007 is when I started watching TNA. Actually, it was an accident. I was in Universal Studios on holiday. I was in Florida on holiday, and we kind of like, what did we do? I forgot. I don't know. We were just walking around. Somebody was walking around with flyers. Come and check this out.
Yeah.
And
So
I
like,
noticed. I saw a picture of Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, Kurt Angle. Yeah, let's go and watch that. Let's go and check that out. So we went and watched a TV taping at Universal Studios. That was the very first time I saw it. I saw it live. The very first time I saw TNA was live. The match, I think, was Kurt Angle. The big match was Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles in a...
nice.
They took all the rim ropes down and everything. It was like a pure wrestling match or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I don't know if you remember it, but they took all the ring ropes and everything down. Really cool match. I really, really enjoyed it. And I just did. I met Matt Morgan. I met Samoa Joe. And seen them all. And who else was on the card? The Great Machismo was on the card. Of course, Jay Lethal. No. That was good. Curryman was on the card.
Yeah.
Shark Boy was there.
Shell, yeah.
Yeah, give me a show. Yeah. I loved it because obviously he was a rip-off of Stone Cold, wasn't he? Right, so I picked on that straight away. Like, give me a show, yeah, give me a show. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I'm all for this shit. And then
I can turn it on anytime, Pat. Come on, no problem.
Yeah, there you go. I can turn it on anytime. But there you go. Good question, though, mate. Thank you for asking. I do appreciate it. Now, getting back to Victory Road, backstage, we then...
Country!
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was there for the first time and absolutely fell in love with Taylor Wilde. Anyway,
Yes.
we then get the system Baron dominate Victory Road. We then get a scheduled match of PCO and Rhino versus Chicago and SDL. And before Craig obviously bows out and starts to cry. Steph, thanks to fans for supporting her during the ups and downs of her career. SDL reveals that she needs neck surgery and can't compete in tonight's matchup. SDL thanks her best friend Cardona and her husband PCO. SDL says that they need to them figure it out for themselves, all without her. But she'll be back, and PCO escorts her to the backstage area. Meanwhile, Cardona blindsides Rhino and takes him out with a radio silence.
Good.
So that was that. That was the end of that. We were
The end
all
of Rhino.
like,
Thank God. Thanks for
Yay,
service. Bye, Rhino.
Bye, Rhino.
Oh my God.
He's a bloody nice man. I've met him in New York at Impact tapings. But anyway, so
you're not gonna get a response like this from Rhino, are you?
Off.
that is the best thing he's ever done. That is the best thing he's ever done, though. To be fair,
Yes.
Yeah.
telling AJ Francis to fuck off. It's the best.
Let's not go there. Let's leave Francis alone. I'm a Francis fan.
I know you are. I know. AJ Tracy, we love you.
You are back from diving.
However, his dive, as we talked about earlier, was very good.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, real shame, but this match never happened, and SDL is, like you say, having neck surgery, and it doesn't.
Yeah,
it
she'll
turns
be
out
out
it is
for at
actually
least
true.
6 to 8 months, they reckon. 6 to 8 months, but she might be back sooner. We've seen people come back from serious injuries a lot quicker, and she's
and
got
again,
that drive to come back. You can tell when she was given that, much as it hurt her, she still you can see that drive in her that she wants to fucking plow through this and get back as soon as possible.
It's like Barry saying though, and it also explains why she's not been doing very much over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So
Just
there you
standing
go.
around
So
looking pretty.
Exactly. That's fine by me. It's fine by me. Anyway, we then go into the Knockouts title match. So we get Masha Slamovich versus Tasha Steelz. And Tasha Steelz, who's replacing, obviously, Alisha Edwards versus Spitfire. And, basically, this is how it goes on. So Slamovich and Steelz are in control as they cut off the ring. And where Jody Threat down. Threat leaps towards the corner and attempt to make a tag, but Steelz intercepts her. Threat finally creates separation with a tornado DDT to Steelz, allowing her to tag in Luna. Oh yeah, isn't Luna looking lean?
She's looking amazing.
That?
Yeah.
She's losing weight. She's definitely losing weight. Anyway, the pace quickens as Luna goes on the attack. Luna hits a series of clotheslines followed by a running dropkick to Slamovich. Luna brings Steelz into the ring with a suplex from the ropes. Luna powerbombs Slamovich for 2. Steelz superkicks Threat into a German suplex from Slamovich for another near fall. Spitfire in control and following the pop shove. And Luna landing. Spitfire hit the double team pressure drop on Slamovich to get the win. Okay, now, yay! Spitfire win, which is great. Slamovich is out of the tag team. Yay! She can now go on a singles run, which is what we've all been after. So I'm hoping that that's where we're going to go with this. And if you go with after the match, where Alisha Edwards berates Slamovich for embarrassing her tonight, Steelz blindsides Slamovich and drops her with a cutter. Alisha and Steelz stand tall on a fallen Slamovich. Now that's interesting as well, because it's almost like, so they've taken Slamovich out, and now it's going to be Tasha Steelz and Alisha Edwards.
So what are they going to call that then? Meals? Or like...
Don't know, shit.
I think they'll just be part of the system, but I've been...
Let me try it. They'll call it a... I can't do it.
They call it okra. I don't know. But whatever they're going to call it, maybe they could just call it the system. I don't know. Maybe that's what's happened. Tasha Steelz is joined the system.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm sure we'll find out a little bit more in the coming weeks.
Yeah,
that's a good match. Norris. I like that match.
We are going to be seeing Tasha and Masha facing off against each other now.
Tasha versus Masha. I like it. It has a ring to it. Tasha versus Masha.
But I've been waiting to see Alisha Edwards and Tasha Steelz team up for a while. I've been thinking to myself, these two, if they're going to do.
There you go, the Talisha. Go on, Eric. Fantastic. The Talisha. I like it. I like it.
Just the shit.
The Tashitta.
I'm not going to say anything nice about it. Just someone, please, just get Alisha Edwards off of TNA forever.
Oh, that's
no. We still want to see her bottom.
No, she's contractually obliged because of some hidden thing. I've already gone on about this with Sami Callihan's attack on Eddie Edwards. Yeah.
There's definitely something in there with regards to Eddie Edwards, I reckon.
Do you want to know something? She's shit. That's what
it doesn't matter whether she's shit or not. She has a lovely set of buns.
But you can
yes,
you can look at them in your own time. She doesn't need to take that spot on TNA.
True. Okay, Hammerstone and Jake Something then send a message to the entire locker room. Anyone who steps in their way will suffer the same fate as Steve Maclin and Eric Young earlier on tonight. Now,
does it look like I give a damn?
Exactly. But what could their team name be? I thought it could be Hammer Something.
I just called me there. I was like, Hammer Something, Hammer what? And then
you get it. Yeah.
It's just walking death as far as I can see.
Say my name.
They could walk out in Parkers and call themselves Stone Island.
Yeah, but it could be a bit like the beer money thing. You know when they go beer money, you could go Hammer something. It'd be great. Hammer Something.
Oh, if they are going to go down the tag team division, they are going to be absolutely brilliant.
Do you know what? But both those teams, I've seen them and I was like, holy shit, we've just seen the birth of two of the biggest, best tag teams that we could ever have. We said that a few weeks ago. We said, like, who would you put together out of wrestlers and stuff like that? I'm pretty sure you, Joe. I'm pretty sure you said Hammerstone and Jake something. If I remember rightly. But like, you know, the fact that this has actually become something, TNA Creative are watching this channel, and you're welcome. Do you know what I mean? The Bison, Joker, and Limpstar strike again. You know, we can.
Because I'm sick.
We can take super stickers or anything like that. You know, show us your money. You know, but it's just like as TNA fans. We've seen it. Sorry, Jimmy's just said hammer time. They should call it hammer time. Brilliant. Yeah. Just get them both coming out and doing a little dance. That'd be brilliant. Stone something that gets. Oh my God, he's backing. Oh.
Did you like my video I sent you, Craig?
No, I did not.
You didn't respond to it at all. I couldn't believe it. Now, just everybody, okay, everybody. Earlier this week, or the end of last week, I was in the gym, and I don't know why, but the Shearer Shuffle just came into my head. So I decided that I was going to do the Shearer Shuffle on video and send it to Craig, just for the crack on the video.
I'll tell you what, you guys, you'll see it on our 200th episode.
Yes, at least you've got one video so far, and I will try and put something together.
Right, come on, Joe. Me and you, we need to do Shearer Shuffles.
Oh well, no, I'm not doing shuffle. I'm going to do like a big heartfelt thank you and all that. You're
going to swanton off your roof.
Oh, I don't do swantons no more. Not at the moment.
No more. Okay.
No, not at the moment. No, I did.
Oh, I like that one. Hammer thing. It's hammer thing.
I like what Norris says. The Bison booking machine.
You know. Hammerstone had his first name, but a bold man who wears earmuffs. Oh, right, okay. Fair enough.
What, the walking wiener?
Walking wiener. That was such a brilliant segment.
Oh, come on, Zach. Did you see what Zach's saying? He'd rather see the Bison do the truffle shuffle. You have a hard job.
Into his DMs.
You'll have a hard job these days. Right, so we then head into the hard-hitting big match of the night. Josh Alexander versus Joe Hendry. I
believe in Joe Hendry.
I thought the build to this one it's been great.
I missed that.
I love the way they built this one up. It's been fantastic. What's that? The hammer slammer, maybe. Anyway, that sounds more like a move rather than a tag team, but never mind. Anyway, Hendry puts up his strength on display in the early going as he hits a stalling vertical suplex. Moments later, Alexander raises him off the apron with the running crossbody. Alexander momentarily secures an ankle lock, but Hendry quickly escapes. Alexander hits a German suplex for 2. Alexander leaps off the second rope, but Hendry sidesteps and connects with the fallaway slam. Hendry hits a pop-up powerbomb, but Alexander kicks out for 2. The fight spills to the sideline, where Hendry hits a trustful to the floor. Alexander turns a tie with a backbreaker in the ring. Hendry counters with a C4 spike into the back body drop. Hendry hits a fallaway slam off the second rope, but it's not enough to keep Alexander down. Of course not. Of course isn't, because he is the Iron Man. Alexander has a deep ankle lock in, but Hendry makes it to the bottom rope. Alexander shoves Hendry into the referee. Hendry locks in his own ankle lock, and Alexander is tapping. But the referee is down. Alexander hits the low blow, but Hendry is wearing a cup, which he proudly displays.
I love that part so much. Even the cup's got a little Joe Hendry smiley face.
Yeah, brilliant. Hendry hits the standing ovation, then locks in another ankle lock to win by submission. Joe Hendry defeats the Iron Man himself, Josh Alexander. Okay, now there's a lot of people that are up in arms over this. Because not only did he beat Josh Alexander, but he also tapped him out twice.
Yeah.
Which really did which makes, I guess, Josh look weak. Now, the problem here is that if they're ever going to put the title on Joe Hendry, he's got to be credible. And the only way you're going to make him credible is if he beats talents like Josh Alexander.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
get you.
the way you've got to look at it. So this is why I'm now thinking that Joe Hendry will be the TNA World Champion come BFG.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because I believe that they are definitely 100% building him up to be the big man.
I can see it being a triple threat match. I can see Kazarian in there as well.
Yeah.
That unfinished business between Hendry and Kazarian and Nic Nemeth have got a bit of a gripe. Well, Kazarian's got a gripe against Nic Nemeth. Nic Nemeth has got nothing against Kazarian, really. But that's going to build to a three-way, maybe even a four-way with Josh Alexander as well, unless they just do something else with Josh. But I can definitely. But Joe Hendry in this match was amazing. Josh Alexander is amazing, full stop. And this match just made him look. But win or lose, he was still on top of his game in this match. It was incredible. The way it ended, I was really, really surprised with. But I think Josh submitting rather than taking a pin didn't make him look weaker at all. It's just Joe Hendry just outsmarted him more than anything else. It's like the last thing Josh expected would be to put into the ankle lock again or at all. So it's like he didn't mentally prepare himself for a submission. He prepared himself for a pinfall loss, if anything. So this level, it was just really, really well. It was great in-ring storytelling in this match, and out the ring as well when they were fighting out the ring.
I totally agree. I think it's a really good show. I do. I thought it was a really good match, and
only slightly beaten by Wentz and Mike Bailey. It was that good for me.
It was a really good match. I think Joe is proving now that he really is a good wrestler, and people need to take him seriously.
They need to start believing.
They do. They need to believe.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Not that he's just a bloody good meme, but there you go. So yeah, no, he's definitely a good wrestler. We then moved on to the TNA World Tag Team Title match. Now that was obviously ABC versus the System, Edwards and Mike.
ABC.
Lovely. Austin hits the ropes, but Eddie intervenes from the outside, sending him crashing into the floor. The System cut off the ring and begin to wear Bay down. Myers distracts the referee as Alisha delivers an illegal attack on Bay. Bay finally creates separation, but as he's about to make the tag, Eddie pulls Austin off the apron. Myers powerbombs Bay into the knee of Eddie, culminating with a modified backstabber. Austin takes out Myers on the outside before Bay is finally able to tag him into the match. The pace quickens as Ace hits Myers with a leg drop. Austin hits the springboard kick on Eddie. Eddie counters 1-2 sweet into a blue thunderbomb on Bay. Pardon me. There's so much dust in this room. It's ridiculous. Anyway, you don't know, Craig, but I've been decorating this room, been sanding it down today, and there's dust so bad in the air.
You had a ladder with you the other week. I was waiting for you to do a swanton off your roof.
I know. Anyway, hit bait. Myers takes out Austin with a roster cut clothesline. Alisha trips up Bay from the outside. Myers spears Bay off the distraction, followed by the Boston knee party from Eddie to get the win. The System defeat ABC to become the new World Tag Team Champions. Now, before we kick in with you guys,
I was so surprised.
I never expected this at all. However, I suppose if you're going to try and keep the System as a strong faction, knowing that Moose was going to lose, then it makes sense as to why they potentially booked this match the way they did.
And we're going to get the System versus the Hardys come down for glory.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I'm hoping we get a ladder match or something like that. And the ABC.
Well, I noticed that Bay was in his Bullet Club jacket again, so they off to Japan for a little bit of a hiatus.
Yeah, but the Japanese tournaments and that will be coming up about now as well. That crossed my mind during the match. That are they going back to Japan?
Yeah,
But
maybe.
I was still, but I never expected them to lose. I only, wow, it was a fucking good match too. It was so good.
Great match. I'll tell you, Myers is an incredible talent, right? And I don't give a shit what anybody says. Brian Myers,
he can sell a move. Do you know what I mean?
Brian Myers is awesome, right? And that's it. That's it. Got nothing more to say about it. Brian Myers is
fantastic mouthpiece. He's a fantastic wrestler. He's a fantastic seller, and he's someone who can put anybody over without complaining.
No, he's the perfect. He's a perfect all-round wrestler. Yeah. He really is the most professional wrestler there is, and a massive fan. But I was shocked, but it makes sense, in terms of the way the show is running.
Don't get me wrong though. Like, I'm not the biggest Eddie Edwards fan. Well, not his wife anyway, but like, I'm not the biggest fan of him. But that match, I was like, Jesus Christ, he was so on point. So good, and like the breaking down of Bay and like damaging his ribs and stuff like that when he attacked him on the ropes, I was like, holy shit! Like, I've genuinely felt bad for Bay, but like at the same time, I was just like, it was kind of at that point I thought ABC had done here, because these are two veterans. Like, you look at the history of Brian Myers, whatever he was called before, and you look at like the tag team expertise that Eddie Edwards had with the Wolves and stuff like that, like. You're not going to beat them. Once they tasted blood, they were all over them, and I just thought this is going to be a win. I wasn't that surprised after seeing the match. Going into the match, I would have said ABC win this, but like, once that match got going, I thought, nah, they can't get this back. I know it's pre-written. I know it's all that kayfabe stuff and all that whatnot. Yeah. But I'm saying that like the way that match went, if ABC won, it would have been the wrong
like,
winners.
Whoa, something would have.
Wow. It was. I thought it was booked perfectly. Eddie Edwards is an amazing tag team wrestler. There's no doubt about that. He's never been the most exciting singles wrestler. I'm a fan of Eddie. I think Eddie is amazing. He's a great wrestler.
I've loved his singles wrestling work. He's been one of the guys that's kept my attention throughout the entire company from since I've been watching. He's like
his feud with Sami Callihan's one of the best feuds in the history of TNA, in my opinion.
That line and his feud with Bobby Lashley, that really that's what built him up to us being a true singles star. That was amazing as well. But and he's had those blips in between where they just couldn't think of what to do with him. But he did great stuff with Moose. He did amazing stuff with Sami Callihan. That's untouchable. What he's done with Sami Callihan.
He's a great wrestler. I'm sorry, but he is a great wrestler. He just, like you say, he just isn't necessarily the most charismatic. I think that's the thing. He's not the most charismatic, and again, the dude needs to get in the gym. Come on, get in the gym, for God's sake. Anyway,
the crowd was more concerned about his hair than anything else.
They were. They were taking a piss out of it, weren't they? Yeah, no, definitely. They should have been more interested about his fatty biceps, but that's another story. Knockouts World Title match. He's like the younger version of Tommy. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's disgusting. That's mean.
That's disgusting.
I don't know about that, but anyway. Knockouts World Title match: Jordan Grace versus Wendy Chu. Okay, now on the outside, this is great. So let's run this one down. On the outside, Chu swings at Grace with her black pillow, then hits the DDT on the floor. Chu taunts Grace from family at ringside. That was cool. That was quite nice. Grace's grandmother takes away Chu's pillow as Grace capitalizes with a clothesline. Back in the ring, Chu regains control, connecting with a running drop kick in the corner. Chu is perched on the top, but Grace hits her with an uppercut. Chu locks in the modified Cobra clutch as both women are set flying off the top. Breaking the hold, Grace hits the Death Valley driver for 2. Grace fights off the sunset flip attempt, but Chu hits the top rope belly to belly instead. Chu follows up with a brainbuster, but for a very close near fall. Chu locks in the sleeper, but Grace breaks free. Grace hits the Grace driver to win the match and retain the World Knockouts title. Now, before we go into what happened next, Waldo, this match is fucking good.
Yeah, it was so. It went by quickly, but it was fluent and faultless. It was brilliant. I was so impressed with Wendy Chu as well. This is the first time I've seen her in a match, and she was incredible. But Jordan Grace was loving this. You could see the smile on her face almost start to finish from this entire match, and her feedback after the event. You know, she was just absolutely blown away by how
I'm going to say it.
How good it made her feel.
The wrong wrestler won. The wrong wrestler won. I'm sorry, but that sleeper hold, for it to go so fluent from that sleeper hold into a Death Valley driver.
Yeah,
that should have been it.
I just looked and I thought that sleeper hold there, that's the history maker. That's where she should have locked it in and just put her to sleep. And that was like, you know, at that point, with the way that Wendy Chu wrestled, like I'm looking at Barry Monkey's comment there, you know, he says it's the best Wendy Chu match that he's seen. You know, like, I'm not being funny. I would agree. I haven't seen a lot of her, but fuck me, she went toe-to-toe with Jordan Grace, the juggernaut of TNA.
Yeah.
And she was almost schooling her at points. And that there, when she got in that sleeper hold, I thought, there we go. History's about to be made. Wendy Chu's going to be the TNA knockout champion. But,
crazy. Absolutely crazy. But it was such a good match. And the storytelling, you know, with the stuff with Jordan's family on the outside. And, you know, I thought it was fantastic. But
I want Rosemary to go and haunt her family now.
Well, here we go.
I know it's not
After
ghost,
the match,
but like isn't it?
Yeah, after the match, Rosemary spears Grace, followed by as above, so below. Chu locks in sleeper as Grace is laid out in the middle of the ring. Now, I thought this was cool, man. I agree with that. I was going to say this the other day, Eric.
Yeah.
There, Wendy Chu reminds me of Su Yung. Yes. I agree. She reminds me of Su Yung as well, and it's not just the obviously, you know, the Asian look.
It's the character. It's the character. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love how we had to clarify that, but just in case, guys.
Yeah.
No, it's true though. You know, people would just say it's just because she looks like her. You know, it's just people when Alexa Bliss changed her character, and everyone thought she was just copying Rosemary type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, you know, it's the same sort of thing, but I thought it was
But Alexa
good.
Bliss was shit.
She was.
I remember the black tears things. I was just fuck off.
Do you remember when they went on for ages, didn't they? They went on for so long. When it was when she's supposed to be Sister Abigail or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be Rosemary. It's going to be Rosemary. She would have been a great Sister Abigail. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but Rosemary wasn't going anywhere. Rosemary was not going anywhere.
I'm fucking glad she didn't. I'm glad that she's still with TNA, and like, you know, with this storyline, her crossing over to NXT and that, we need to put the belt on Rosemary.
She's one of the best. She is one of the best that we've ever had, Rosemary.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit when it comes to character work, when it comes to, you know, talking, when it comes to vignettes, everything. She's amazing.
That vignette the other week, I was like, holy shit, is this a trailer for a movie? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so fucking good, and she's just, honestly, like, just give it a fucking title.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
Just surrender the title. Give it to Rosemary already.
Director of Authority, though, Santino Marella, and TNA NXT liaison Ariana Grace cross paths backstage. And of course, if you didn't know, Ariana Grace is Santino's daughter. So if you didn't know it, you certainly do now. But
that only clicked that. She is Santino's daughter when this segment came about, because she was saying we need to keep it professional. And it's like,
it never clicked with me when she came out either, and I knew it as well. I knew that she
I'll be
was
honest, I was today years old when I found that out. I had no idea. I didn't know that until you guys said it.
So I was just smiling ear to ear throughout this whole moment. I thought it was really, really funny. Yeah, so how are things going to be now between NXT and WWE, and then NXT and TNA? Is it going to be professional? Is Santana going to be playing favorites to try and keep his daughter and like behaving herself and all that sort of thing?
Oh, that's a good point.
It is a good point. Now, self-proclaimed King of the Ring, Frankie Kazarian, joins Tom Hannafan and Matthew
King of
Rabel
TNA
on commentary for tonight's TNA World Championship main event. I love it when they do stuff like this. Actually, like in the past, when you
Can I just throw something out there?
They have to be good. They have to be talkers.
With Tom Hannafan, when he talks, when he says certain things, I can't believe I'm saying this. Does anyone else hear Joker's thing? He says certain things, and when he says like we're going to go to the ring, like, I can't even do a Tom Hannafan impression. But when he says it, all I can hear is Sting going, "You've gone too far," like that. But it's the way like he says it. I'm just like Tom Hannafan sounds like Joker's thing, just as much as Ray Wood sounds like Kermit the Frog. But Hannafan sounds like Joker's thing.
Ray Wood does sound like Kermit the Frog. Like a deeper voice version. Deeper version.
Come on, Joe.
It's not easy being green. Hello, everyone.
I was today years old when I heard Joe do a Kermit impression.
There you go.
You've stepped over the line now. You've taken it too far.
See?
It does.
That's Tom Hannafan.
That is Tom Hannafan. Anyway.
Let's go to the tail of the tape. Sorry, carry on.
You've taken the tail of tape too far. Anyway, TNA World Title match: Nic Nemeth versus Moose. Okay, this is how this one went down. This was a really good match, right? Moose gets hyped with a leaping dropkick, which is amazing. He does them so well to Nemeth. Moose attempts a powerbomb on the ramp, but Nemeth counters into a back body drop. Back in the ring, Moose regains control with a standing Uranagi. Moose catches Nemeth in midair and powerbombs him on the apron. Nemeth sends Moose face first into the corner turnbuckle, followed by a German suplex onto the floor. Moments later, Moose hits the thunderous powerbomb through a table at ringside. Alisha Edwards, who's been involved in pretty much everything all night, and JDC make their way to ringside to distract Nemeth. Moose counters the Danger Zone into a spear for two. Mike Santana stops Moose from using the TNA World title as a weapon. Santana brawls with JDC to the back. Nemeth blindsides Moose with the Danger Zone, but Moose kicks out. Moose hits the superplex, but Nemeth counters the follow-up powerbomb into the Famouser. Nemeth has the match won, but Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers pull the referee out of the ring. The referee is about to disqualify Moose, but Nemeth doesn't want to win that way. Instead, he ejects Eddie, Myers, and Alisha from ringside. Out of nowhere, John Layfield appears at ringside and takes out Eddie and Myers with a pair of clotheslines from hell. The action continues as Moose hits the lariat, followed by another spear, but it's not enough to keep Nemeth down. Nemeth hits the super kick, followed by the Danger Zone to win the match and retain the TNA World title. Okay, those lariats were fucking insane. Those clotheslines from hell. They were literally clotheslines from hell. I actually forgot how badass JBL's clotheslines are. They've always been incredible.
Yeah.
His clotheslines. They just look brutal. Like literally taking someone's head off.
It didn't pull back at all, did it? It was just a full on. You're getting clotheslines. You're getting fucked up. Like with that first punch that he done to Eddie Edwards. I watched that about 4 times. I'm like, it looks like he's chinned him. He's probably knocked him out. Eddie got up. So
I mean, that was immense. I don't know what's going on with Layfield. I want to know more. But,
no, he's
Bound for Glory, Layfield
versus
Nemeth for the TNA title.
Yeah, he's been to a lot of other promotions as well. He's been to Triple A's been to like OVW and places like that. So people are thinking he might be trying to set up a cross promotional faction or something. There's all sorts of wild theories going around. But in an interview, JBL said the last thing he's basically the one thing he doesn't want is to end his career with everyone remembering him versus Baron Corbin as his last contribution to wrestling. So whatever he's
Layfield versus Nemeth at Bound for Glory.
Whatever he's doing, he's gonna set up a huge final hurrah for himself, which I think is admirable. It's great. Just, I've not been the biggest JBL fan, but I think it's just great if you want to come in and leave with a huge benchmark and do it like he's doing the right.
I was when it was like APA kind of JBL. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I reckon that if we're gonna have like JBL, then we need to get back our JB as well. The Stereo Eyes guy.
What about JB? What about JVC? Should we get him in? JVC and I don't know the BFG. Let's get the BFG in.
Let's get the BFG in. Yeah.
Yeah, the BFG. We get the JVC stereos in. Let's get them all in. Anyway, as obviously Nic Nemeth gets the win, Nemeth is celebrating. Victory Road goes off air with another really good show. Now, it's a good solid 7.5, 8 out of 10 for me. I thought it was a good fun show. Lots of good stuff going on.
It was 10 out of 10 for me. It was one of the best shows of the year. Absolutely incredible.
It was a really good show. Really good show with some really good matches. Lots of movement there with regards to storytelling. All of that was going on as well. So loads of stuff happened. And I think it was I thought it was a really, really, really fun show, and I really enjoyed it. The crowd were into it. Texas crowd were fantastic. I believe it was a 2,000 sellout, which is awesome.
Completely sold out again. And people are saying nobody's coming to TNA. No one's watching it.
Nobody watches TNA.
It's been sold out since Rebellion.
They only got 20 fans. TNA. Yeah. What they do is they use on these sort of pay-per-views, they basically replicate those same 20 fans over and over again using CGI.
Oh, that's what Vince demanded.
Yeah, they use the CGI to make it look like there's 2,000 fans in the audience. But really, there's only 20. But anyway, so it's all good. I thought it was a fantastic show. I really enjoyed it, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. I do. I really do. Because I thought it was a good show. And I think if anyone tuned into that hasn't watched TNA for a while, they would have enjoyed that show.
Yeah, I hope it woke a lot of people up, basically, to how good the company is.
Now, Joe, Craig.
Oh, God.
TNA Impact this Thursday.
Yes.
Mike Santana versus JDC in a Texas Deathmatch.
Yeah.
Are we up for it? Are we up for that one?
It's going to be good.
Getting fucked up.
The only thing missing from it is a bull rope or something like that. That was the one thing I said.
Fucking bull ropes.
That's the one thing I said to Santana after I saw the promo for this match. Is the one thing missing from this match is something like a bull rope or something. It's in Texas. You just felt like a Texas bull rope or something in this as well.
See, I reckon that between the filming and between you saying that on X, I'm guessing, I reckon that Santana's gone, I need a bull rope like that. And he goes up to JDC, puts the bull rope around his neck and goes, sanity, like that. And then just...
Sanity.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
I would be so over the moon if he did a minor shout out to me.
Can you imagine that? Sanity. We're also going to hear from Joe Hendry after his momentous win at
Do you believe that?
What's this? What Bison? What will Kurt Angle say about the match? I got no idea. Yeah, he won.
Maybe jump, you prick.
Okay. Interesting. We've got Rhino versus Matt Cardona. Obviously, considering the way that was set
I
up
was
a
like,
few
pick
weeks ago.
pick your poison, and so Matt Cardona's got Rhino.
No, I don't think that's true. That's not the pick your poison match, is it? Or is it?
I think that's what I've read on Twitter. Something like pick your poison, and so I'm not sure if that is this.
I know there is a pick your poison match. I think PCO is going to face. I've forgotten, or did they not say? He might not have said.
I don't think they've said, but I know as I saw that pick your poison's coming back.
Okay,
so
and then STL is going to pick the opponent for Cardona. Now I'm not sure if that will come about that the opponent is Rhino, and that's how that comes about. But I thought it was good. I had a funny feeling it might be. I had a funny feeling they were going to bring in Mercer.
Yeah,
I think that's his name. Is that his name? Mance Warner.
That would be fucking brilliant.
Oh, do you know what? He needs to come to TNA. TNA is just Mansa time. Do you know what I mean? Like he's been so good everywhere he's been. I've seen him in CZW, I've seen him in IWC, I've seen him in AAW. He's just been fucking brilliant everywhere, and TNA is sleeping on him. And like, old Mansa needs his time.
Yeah.
He needs his time.
If she wasn't on SmackDown, they could always bring Chelsea Green in versus Matt Cardona.
Ah, there you go. That's what they're doing. PCO is going to face Rhino. I remember. That's it. I remember. That's who he picked, isn't it? And then Steph is gonna pick. Who? That would be funny. Steph is going to pick Chelsea.
I hope so. That's who I pitched out towards it when I saw it coming.
That would be brilliant.
Nice of you to join us, Mrs. Nemeth.
Yeah, Mrs. Nemeth is in the house. Anyway, so
Goof donor. Love that.
Good. Yeah, I tell you what, Gold Dust would be good. Gold Dust faces Cardona.
Oh, I didn't need to see that. I'm shutting my eyes.
That would be amazing. Anyway, Spitfire will also be defending their tag titles.
Oh, gosh,
wow. So I wonder who that's going to be against. And we are going to see recently signed Sinner and Saint versus First Class.
That's going to be good.
Saying, where's Sinner and Saint been? They've not been on the bloody show since they've been signed. Blah, blah, blah. Well, here we go. They're here.
Yeah.
Sinner and Saint are going to take on First Class. This is going to be great. Really going to
be good.
Both great tag teams. Casey Navarro is going to be badass against those two. That should be really good. So we got a pretty damn good show lined up. I don't think I've seen anything else. So we got, like I say, we got Mike Sana, JDC, Texas Deathmatch. We're going to hear from Joe. We're going to get Rhino versus Matt Cardona. Spitfire is going to defend their title against somebody, but I'm not sure who that will be. Maybe that could be the new tag team of Alisha. You never know. With Alisha wanting their tag titles back. And then, of course, First Class versus Sinner and Saint. I think it's going to be a good show, actually. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Wow.
But, guys, that's all we've got time for this week. And I know that's terrible news. But, guys, also, if you want to show your support for TNI-UK, I know, mate. Please feel free to super sticker us or head over to prowrestlingtees.com/Total Storm Impact for some great shirts, or head over to our exclusive Spreadshirt merch store. Links are, of course, below. Just a reminder, next week is our 200th show. We want some videos, guys. Video us. Let us know, what is your favorite moment of the show for the last 200 episodes? You've got who is your favorite guest? Who is your favorite host? What is your favorite moments? Or maybe you just want to say, guys, I appreciate you doing what you do. I don't know. Whatever it is that you want, maybe you just want to say that, Bison, you're terrible. I don't know. But whatever it is, feel free to send it over. Feel free to send it over via any transfer website. I did say WeTransfer.com, but you can use any one you like. To Lord Bison 45 at outlook.com. And I really want to see some. It would be amazing. Mark Andrew. No. Not Marquette, not man.
No, that's going to be... No, it won't be Mandrews. That's Dare.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's Dare.
TNI shows are available for all of you listening on Go fans as audio only. By SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to shows, we are there. Where can we find you on the socials, Craig?
Me? You can find me on that little blue banner there if you're watching. I'm LimpstarUK on Facebook. Joe's looking really close.
Yeah. Joe Hendry is king. He's
Yeah, LimpstarUK on Facebook, Instagram, and what's the other one? TikTok. Which I'm sorry, I trolled a load of people in a nightclub using the Joe Hendry track, and I still haven't uploaded it. But if you are following me on the TikTok, I am going to upload it there very shortly. And I would appreciate any reposts and stuff like that. And you can see the crowd's reaction; they were really fucked off. They were not happy. And good old James Pomeroy, who's been in the chat, he sang it, and you can hear his lovely voice. And yeah, so a Network Stooge on X. However, I need to change that, and I've not logged in again for how many shows is that? It's like 5 shows, and I've still not logged in. So I will be on there one day.
There's an interesting story about Network Stooge and the Bison, because the Bison blocked Network Stooge for being a prick.
Oh, yes, I was a prick.
Yeah, he was being a prick, and then
he was our kind of prick. Now, when you realised it,
but at the time, I had no idea it was Craig being a prick, and then and then he came around. He came around because he realised actually that this show is awesome.
I started watching this show and I was just like, hang on, why am I giving him shit? It's actually the best thing that I've seen, and like these guys know TNA and I like TNA and I watch TNA and they talk about it, and like, what the fuck am I doing? So
I wouldn't say I know. I just have what comes into my head, and then hopefully it makes sense.
Don't be coy, cowboy. You know a lot more than you let on.
That's true. Joe, where can we find you?
You can follow me on where do we go with this?
Deep breath.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where I start. I forgot where I bloody start with this now. You can follow me on Twitter at JOK Empty Space, or you can jump onto YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook by entering hashtag Empty Space, hashtag Into the Void, or prevents you to tickle your taste buds and your sense of humor, hashtag Daily Giggle, but approach with an open mind and you just might keep your sanity.
Sanity.
That was a bit more forced that time, so it wasn't as authentic. So I do apologise.
You can try again.
I thought it was good. I thought it was all right. But guys, listen, if you want to follow TNI on the socials, you can find us at We Talk Impact, and we're everywhere. Just pop it in. Whatever social media you go on, just put in at We Talk Impact, and we will be there. Right there for you to find. Not a problem. Go and follow us on the socials. Find me at Lord Bison 45 on the X. I'm on there doing all me wrestling stuff, so go and check that out. But if you're also interested in following my journey of fitness and training and positivity, then go and follow me on TikTok at Bison by Design, and you might just keep your sanity. If you might. Anyway, guys, please take the time to help us out moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, or, of course, a smash, to never miss any of the great content coming out each and every week from, of course, the UK and US teams. We are TNA-related content. We bring it out every week. And I believe... we have Tuesday nights now with the NXTNA. We've got Wednesday nights with Impacted. We've got Thursday nights, which is the review show of Impact.
The watch line and the review on Thursday. So you got double dose and Jaber and Will on Thursdays, guys.
There you go. Also, when I bring out my interviews, they're normally on a Friday or a Monday. So, guys, listen. You know, we're bringing out all the content. It's coming out, and it's all coming out through us.
That's why I came here.
Yeah. With all that said, I've been Bison, and of course, they have been the Joker and the Limpster UK, and this has been episode 199 of Impacted. See you next week for number 200. Take care, guys.
Take care, guys.
Hey!